Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and just stick around. Also, if you need any help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, small group coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links to the website are below in the description box. Click on it and that will take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I wanted to remind you guys that it's truly, literally impossible for your manifestation to fail. And I'm going to discuss that in a moment, why that is, why you can rest assured that your manifestation cannot fail no matter what, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what's going on in the 3D, regardless of what you're seeing in front of you right now, your manifestation cannot and will not fail, provided that you remain faithful and committed to what you want to see, to the new story you're creating, the new version of reality you're bringing about in your 3D. If you do that, your manifestation cannot and will not fail. So stay tuned. So why is it that manifestations cannot actually fail? Regardless of what you might think, regardless of what your 3D might be showing you, regardless of what your current circumstances might be saying or indicating, regardless of all that, regardless of any old stories you have or any backstories you have with a person, with a circumstance, with a situation, with family members, whatever it is that you're manifesting, regardless of what the current and the old reality have shown and are showing, your manifestation still cannot fail. And here is why. There's actually a couple of reasons. The first reason, which is actually the high spiritual reason, let's call it that, is that your manifestation is already done. We've said before that you're not creating anything from scratch. Your reality, your new reality, the version of reality that you're bringing about in the 3D through your imagination and through focusing your attention and your energy there, already exists. If you're able to imagine it and if you're able to think about it, it already exists. You're not creating it from scratch. You're not creating something from a place where it doesn't exist. It already exists. That reality, that version of reality is already there, and it's waiting for you to choose it and to bring it with your focus, with your attention, with your the shift in your assumptions and the shift in your beliefs, the shift in your dominant states and your dominant energies into the 3D. So this is why you hear so much from spiritual teachers and from coaches that it's already done and it's already yours. We don't just say it just to encourage you guys, or if you're going through a rough phase and your faith is not where it's supposed to be and you're doubting your manifestation. We're not just saying that just to encourage you and to make you feel better and to keep you going. Of course, that serves as a great motivator in my opinion, but we also say it because it's actually true. There is this thing called the quantum field. There is this thing called the 4D, the fourth dimension, and I've analyzed that in other videos, where every possible reality, every possible version of reality, everything that can be already exists. So that means if you are already imagining a new reality, if you've already chosen it as yours, it is yours. It is up for grabs. It's no one else's. It's yours. You have chosen it. And it belongs to you. Now, what you have to do is focus your attention, focus your energies, live in the end, dwell in that state where you already have that desire, where you already are the person who has the desire. You're already living as the person who has the desire, at least in imagination, and it's going to come in your 3D. So it's not something that you're creating from scratch. It's not something that doesn't exist. It's something that already exists. And this is why it's already done. And it's already yours. The second reason why a manifestation cannot possibly fail applies more to our day-to-day manifesting practice and how we feel day-to-day, what our mental state is, what our emotional state is. And that is, you are the one who determines if you failed or not. Because remember what the law says. The law says, what are your dominant assumptions? What are your dominant states? What are you dominantly observing? What are you dominantly putting your attention on and your energy on? If you refuse to see any obstacle any hindrance, anything that you might see as a hiccup, anything that might seem as opposing what you want, as an obstacle or as a failure of your manifestation, guess what? It's not going to be a failure. If you keep going, if you keep loyal to your vision of what you want to see, what you want to experience in your 3D, if you keep persisting, that's the persisting that we talk about. You persist in your vision. You persist in knowing that since I'm creating it within and since I'm making it dominant within, it is going to manifest in my 3D. That's the persistence. So as long as you keep persisting in it and you don't label any obstacle or any seeming problem or any seeming hang-up as a failure, it is not a failure. It is only a failure if you actually label it a failure, if you give it the meaning that you have failed, and if you give up. That's the only way you can fail. If you don't give up, you literally cannot fail. And why can you literally not fail if you don't give up and if you keep going and you keep persisting in your vision? Well, that's very simple, because every new moment is a new opportunity to change your state. It's a new opportunity for things to shift. It's a new opportunity for the 3D to catch up and show you your dominant inner reality into the outer reality, into the 3D world. And things can literally change and shift at any given moment. Things can shift overnight. Things can shift in one day, in one afternoon, in one morning. It has happened before, it happens all the time. So you never truly know when the 3D is actually going to reflect back to you what you've been manifesting. And this is why you should never assume failure if it's something that you really, really want, that you feel like you're meant to have, that you feel like it is for you and meant for you. This is why you should not give up and you should stay loyal to what you want, to the reality that you want, to the version of reality that you want, to your new story, and just keep going. Keep cultivating that inner knowing that I know I'm going about my life, but I know that my desire is mine. I know it is done. It's already done. It's in the 4D. I'm bringing it over to the 3D. And it's also already done because I'm not giving up. I'm persisting. Even if I have some hang-ups, even if here and there things might look like opposite to what I want. Or if I see something or I experience something or I hear something that is not exactly what I wanted. Or maybe it's the complete opposite of what I wanted. I don't care. These are reflections of the old story. I don't care. I now have my new story, and I'm not going to brand any obstacle, any block as an actual failure, because failure doesn't exist, because it is actually impossible for my manifestation to fail. As I said to a client the other day, I said, you know what? The only true failure is if you're in the last day of your life and what you wanted still hasn't manifested. Anything else in between is not failure. You should not label it as such. And you should not attach a meaning to it that, oh, I failed because such and such happened. Or my person said this. Or my boss said that. Or someone told me what I want is impossible. Or I heard a no, I got rejected for something or from someone. It's only a temporary setback. It's not a failure. Your manifestation can literally only fail if you decide that it has failed. If you decide that this is final, this setback is actually final, it cannot be overcome, it's insurmountable, I'm giving up, that's it, I'm done. That's the only way you fail. Otherwise, there is no failure, it's not possible for it to fail, and every moment actually brings you a new opportunity to occupy the state of the wish fulfilled, and that brings a new opportunity for the 3D to reflect your new dominant reality. So you never fail, you cannot fail, unless you assume that you have failed and you decide that you have failed. So please don't assume that, don't decide that, keep going, keep loyal to your vision. It's impossible to fail. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.